Dave Trabert with the Kansas Policy Institute joins us on KCMO. Dave, good morning. We've had a week to look at this thing. What are the holes? What can be improved on with the governor's tax-cutting plan?
Good morning, Pete. Well, as you said, the governor made a smart political move. This is not about cutting taxes. This is about trying to get Republicans unelected in November. And what she wants to do is give the appearance of having offered to cut taxes, and she's banking on Republican leadership to say, nope, it's flat tax or nothing, and they won't even take a vote on her, proposal. So, that way she gets to say, well, I tried, and see, we need to unelect these people. Look, the plan that she proposed has some cuts, but the ones that are in there are way too small. For example, the big tax cut for a family, like a teacher and a police officer married, they save $114. That's it. That's nothing. That's a good night out with the kids, maybe. The not taxing Social Security income, that's a good idea. That's something that a lot of states do. It's something we've been pushing for I think 3 years now. But the other things are all really little, and it's not, well, there's a little bit of relief. It won't do anything for the economy. And that's what tax relief has to do. It has to be meaningful to the individual, and it has to be something that's going to make Kansas more competitive, because we are horribly uncompetitive right now. States all around us have been cutting income tax rates. Kelly doesn't want to cut the rates. She wants high rates so she can, that's her political philosophy. If you make more, you teachers and police officers, you need to pay 5.7, while people in other states are paying less than 5%. She does not want to reduce that rate.
So what would you do? I mean, listen, the Social Security tax, getting rid of that is a no-brainer. Would you put a clean Social Security income tax bill on her desk, or would you tie it to maybe some sales tax deductions that she also wants and a slight income tax cut to try to get all those things on the table at once?
I'd love to see a press conference where the Republicans come together and say, okay, Governor Kelly, you like to pride yourself on being a middle-of-the-road compromiser, so we're going to give you your opportunity. We'll agree to your 3-rate system. We'll do your plan, but you need to put some rate cuts in there. They need to be material. Like, you need to get that 5.7 rate down as close to 5% as you can. You need to get all the rates down. You do that, and we'll have a compromise, and everybody will win. Put that on her desk. I don't think that she'll sign it, and that's what you want. You must have people take a vote, because what will happen if there's not a vote on something like that, then you're going to have a lot of people, Democrats and Republicans, say, see, I would have voted for that, but they wouldn't give me the chance. They want their evil flat tax. Now, the flat tax works. Colorado's had it for years. Other states have had it for years. Many states are going to it. She's just trying to demonize it because she wants to punish people who make more money. That is her political philosophy, and she's entitled to her philosophy, but it's one that damages a state's economy.
Yeah, Colorado's got a 4.4% flat tax. And listen, Colorado's now a blue state, as you well know, Dave, and if it was so unpopular, they could have easily created a progressive tax rate system there in Colorado with it being a blue state, and they haven't done it. So that tells me, to your point, it works and it's popular.
Of course it works and it's popular. And it's, she tries to demonize it by connecting it to Brownback. Oh, we can't go back there because, remember, Brownback. Come on. I mean, Brownback, first of all, wasn't proposing a flat tax. He proposed an enormous tax reduction and spending increases. That's a big fourth-grade math problem that most people failed. That's not what this is about, and she knows it. It's just like her saying, let's expand Medicaid so we can save rural hospitals. She knows that won't happen. She even told Speaker Hawkins, she said, oh, you've never heard me say that. She knows it's not true, but she'll say anything to get people to buy in, and then you and a few other exceptions, she'll get cover from media. They'll back her up. you have to call the political bluff.
So Dave Trabert, Kansas Policy Institute's joining us. You guys wrote about this at kansaspolicy.org, saying the legislature should call Laura Kelly's tax relief bluff. She's outplayed them thus far. I think there's no denying that. But you're saying have a press conference, propose something that includes some income tax cuts, and then go from there. Is there anything else that they should be doing here? Because you already have a couple of Republican state senators who have joined Governor Kelly and said, I like her plan.
Well, that's the thing. You have Rob Olson here in Johnson County. You have Dennis Pyle and a few of their friends. Hell, they went to her press conference. Yeah. They're all in with her because they want to make, like Kelly, they want to make the Republicans look bad, and they can't give them that opportunity. It's with those guys on board with Kelly, and they voted against a bill last year, the veto override. It's going to be really, really hard to override a veto. So the worst thing that can happen, I know the flat tax is a better policy, but the worst thing that happens if you call her bluff is you get still some substantive tax relief, and you don't have to override a veto if she signs it. So there's really no downside. Sure, it'd be better to have a flat tax. You could still go to that in a time when you don't have to override a veto. But make sure you at least call the bluff. And I don't think she'll sign it. I really don't.
Okay.
I think she's going to. I don't think she'll sign it. I think she'll say we can't afford that. And again, the math shows otherwise. Her own legislative research department shows that the flat tax that she vetoed last year, 4 years in, Kansas would still have a $4.5 billion surplus. Of course it's affordable. They just don't want to tell the truth because they want to demonize tax relief. They want to have a high tax state for political purposes.
Can you do something if the concern is that Laura Kelly wouldn't sign an income tax cut because, the whole Brownback fear-mongering thing? Could you specifically tie it to revenues, to, a rainy day fund? Could you do that? And does that make sense or no?
Oh, yeah, of course you could. You could, and that's what a lot of states do. Yeah. You put initial cuts in place, and then you say as revenues grow beyond a certain point, then you use that excess revenue to buy down rates next year. The simplest thing to do to call Kelly's bluff on that is say, show us your math. You show us on paper how we can't afford this, because the only way she could do it, if she uses her own government's data, is to blow spending through the roof. Mm-hmm. So if that's what she's planning, then show us. Just make her show her work. It's real simple.
Yeah. Well, you know as well as I do, Dave, though, if you're explaining in politics, you're usually losing, and it feels like Republicans are going to do a lot of explaining, and that's concerning for them.
That's why they need to go on the offense and say, "Fine, Governor, let's see if you really want to be the compromiser you pretend to be. Here, your plan plus some substantive rate cuts, and we have a deal. Let's have a vote."
Well, this is going to be definitely something to watch. And, Dave, I know you're going to be all over it with the Kansas Policy Institute. The article is at kansaspolicy.org. We appreciate you, Dave Trabert. Thanks so much, my friend. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Pete.
Well done there by Dave Trabert on KCMO Talk Radio 95.7 FM.